In our first playoff appearance of this series, we have made it all the way to the NFC Conference Championship, set to take on the Detroit Lions of all teams. They have grown tremendously throughout this series with an 85 offense, 88 defense, 86 overall team. They have the 10th highest scoring offense, first scoring defense. They don't give up much yards through the air or on the ground. And they get quite a lot of their yards through the air, not as much on the ground, so we could shift our focus primarily towards one, trying to get some pass rush, and two, trying to stop their passing game. But overall, I think this team, despite not being as highly of a rated team, 76 across the board, I think they could get the job done here against the Detroit Lions. And to help us do that, if you missed last episode, spoiler alert, but Max Borghi, our running back, got his development boost for rushing over 100 yards. I want to say he was around 130 or so on the day. He moves up to a star dev. So the offense at least looking a little bit more devy-ish. We have Max Borghi at the star. We have Bob Murphy at left guard, also at star. And then our generational quarterback, X Factor, James Cody. Really going to need this offense to come through for us, but even more so, going to need this defense to come through for us. We have the star in Henderson and the superstar in Shakatoni. I expect that he should be going up to an X Factor after this season. Back-to-back sack record-breaking years. He should be. We'll see if Madden does it. But that's at the end of the year. We don't want that to be now. We want to continue on to the Super Bowl by defeating the Lions in the NFC Conference Championship. So let's jump on into it and see what this team has in store. Now let's go full screen here because I keep forgetting to input this at the beginning of the games. If we win and you guys get the video 50 likes, the next round of the playoffs will be posted tomorrow. If we win and you guys don't get the video 50 likes, the next round will be posted on whatever the next upload date is, Monday or Thursday for this series. If we do not win, and you guys still get the video 50 likes, well, thank you, I appreciate it, but then the next video will be out on the next according day, again, Monday or Thursday. So 50 likes and a win. Next round of the playoffs posted tomorrow, so make sure you guys are hitting that thumbs up. It's been a long time coming for this squad, but this year things finally have started to go their way. Roster has been built fairly well, still some room to improve for sure, especially with a flag coming in, play one. That one going to the fullback in Madden, who did have several key first downs for us last week. And just look at this defensive line. 2 superstars and an X Factor, as the X Factor blows up our right guard immediately. Borghi and James Cody are going to have a rough go of it if that's how this is going to work. 2nd and 10, let's go with our first pass play. We're going to go Osborne's way with the first down. He knows this team very well, played against them several years in Minnesota. So let's hope that his knowledge of them will help us out a fair bit, as we're going to change his route a little bit here. Going to go with that zig to the outside, which we will swing it out there to him, and just the pass a little bit off. We saw that happen a few times last week as well, where Cody's passes just aren't all quite there. He was 10 of 16 last week, but did have 3 passing touchdowns as Borghi breaks off a nice rush. Hopefully we can keep him moving along well, as we are going to have an RPO here. Maybe Osborne out to that right side, or we just hand it off, and let's apparently not hand it off, despite you telling the team to do so. Hutchinson with a tackle for a loss. 4th and 3 at the 34. May be risky to go for it here, but I kind of want to take it here. Bodden, a little bit slow. It's going to be a turnover on downs. Lions get the stop. Bodden had some space, but a whole lot of hesitation. So a really bad start, I would say. as the Lions start at the 36, already pretty much in field goal range. Will be a quick flip to their tight end and a great stop there from Mike Dana. Their tight end Isaiah Likely working his way over to the Lions. Interesting, good replacement though for Hawkinson, I would say, as they will have a pass right across the middle, and I think Harris forgot how to use his hands. And on top of it, they called the DPI on him despite the ball pretty much being thrown to him. If anything, Swift, the running back, was the one that ran into him. But they opened up a gigantic gap right down the middle. Swift lowers the shoulder. We'll get to the 14. So some definite unlucky situations so far. 1st and 10 here for the Lions, as they'll have a couple different options. They'll go out to Likely, who gets swatted or knocked out by Henderson, who, I won't really say had a fantastic game last episode. Allen looked pretty solid, and he gives up the quick, I don't even think that's a slant, but just a slight angle to the route. Williams in the end zone. Lions capitalize off of our early mistakes. Well, a definite hole to try to crawl out of as we retake the field on offense. First possession did not go very well, and it's not a great start to the second as Borgi gets dropped for a loss. Jonathan Allen with the quick shed and the quick stop. Might need to play maybe a little bit more on the outside today. So let's see if we can get Osborne out there, who will look for the first cut, which he will get, and unfortunately, despite the convoy building up front, it's a tackle from behind. I will inevitably get the stop. 3rd and 7 as we spread wide, 2 receivers either side. Cody gonna look to step up, cuts to the left-hand side, cuts to the right, tries to get a juke and does not get past the defender, but it is a first down up to the 45. And interviews building up to this matchup, he was telling the media he's feeling good, better than he's felt in quite a while. So hopefully we'll see that take place as Julio with the one-hand grab shakes the defender. It is 2 highlight plays, 1 in each of the last 2 games to give us our first points. Julio, one-hand grab, shakes the defender and trots on in. We saw it last week. We see it again. Julio really wants to end his career with that ring. Well, now with those early mistakes dealt with, this game leveled back up 7-7. See what our defense has in store for us with a full length of field for the Lions to try to traverse. Go right back to Isaiah Likely. They like going to Likely here. And just as we saw with their defense, on offense, a lot of superstars. So a lot of work for us to try to do as Davis Gaither with the sack fumble. Gonna get picked up by Swift. He hesitated or delayed his blitz and he still ends up with a sack fumble. Unfortunately, no one there to recover. But that could go a long while in trying to build some momentum in this game. 3rd and 11, let's make an audible, or not even audible, but a slight adjustment here to help try to get the coverage. And Mullen Jr., who has not had a great postseason, he's going to get the pick and the 6, showboating into the end zone. We take a lead in front of our home fans. He just does a fantastic job of jumping in front of Williams, who just had their touchdown. Jumping the route, Goff with a poor decision, and we know the rest. Well, it's what this team has had to do all year, is fight through diversity, overcome obstacles, and they're doing it already early on in this one. Harris with a big hit at the line. Drops Swift, gaining nothing. Really feel like Harris and Davis Gaither can be the linebackers of the future of this team. We'll see what options all arise in the offseason, but those two definitely have progressed well for us, as it's Amon-Ra St. Brown's first catch, gain of 5. Though that does leave him 5 more yards needed here on 3rd down as they come out trips to the right. Tight end to the line on the left. We're going to bring that safety blitz, and they pick it up well. Shakatoni trying to get back there. Instead, Mike Dana will barely catch the ankles of Goff, and it will be a sack, forcing the punt. Momentum was definitely on the side of the Lions early on, but safe to say we've flipped it. Since our early woes, we've gotten the stops, we got the turnovers, we got the 2 touchdowns. Things looking good now, just need to see that continue as Borgi tries to break to the outside. We'll pick up 4. But that was something we talked about on one of those earlier drives. I was trying to maybe play a little bit more on the outside, given all the X factors and superstars they have, as Cody tries to lower a little bit of a shoulder there. We'll pick up maybe a yard or 2. Now on 3rd and 5, they bring down both the safeties. Well, maybe we might need a Borgie check down. Might work out well for us. Or right across the middle, Julio Jones trying to find some space up to the 30, just past the 30, marked down at the 29. A 35-year-old vet doing all he can to help out our team here as we are going to set up the halfback screen to Borgie. We'll get it out. There's a guy there and a great tackle from the guy there, Elliott. I was really hoping Borgie would be able to shake one tackler, but unfortunately does not happen. Might need to get this one to him, but no, going to get swatted at the line instead. 3rd and 16. And with a 3rd and long like this, we really have to hope the offensive line can hold up for us. As we have an option to the outside, Osborne toe taps, first down inside the 20, marked at the 16. The 3rd and long, not a problem for this squad. And of course, it's the man that knows them best in Osborne who gets the grab. Have 2 corners here I would love to go after. Now, who's it going to be? Julio with the break, dropping it in, make it 2 touchdowns for the 35-year-old vet. The age, not a problem in this one. He's feeling good as James Cody just drops that one in right over the safety, or maybe even the corner. Either way, the DB just couldn't handle that pass. Great route from Julio. Now, can Goff get the Lions back on track? It's something that hasn't really happened since their early first stop, and which set them up at what I believe was the 32 for a quick opportunity, which Williams capitalized off of. But since then, not a whole lot. Swift down the middle here will get stuffed at about a gain of 5. Harris does a pretty good job there of shucking the blocker and getting the stop. Obviously, you don't want to give up 5 on 1st down. Makes things a little bit easier on 2nd down, which they go to their 2nd tight end. 83 gets the grab, but just shy of the 1st. And it would appear a run down the middle with a tight single back set. Swift stretches to the outside, and Cashman shows up with the big tackle for a loss of about 3.5 yards, forcing yet again another punt. Just blitzing right through the line. Swift had no shot. We'll say it was great seeing Cashman get the stop there. He was so good for us early on in his time, but with the addition of Harris, kind of lost that spot. However, very fitting though. He shows up in what could be one of his last game. It could be his last game, last couple games here with the squad, as Borgie with some space down the middle will shake and bake with a 1st down. Pretty good blocking up front. O-line seemingly using the momentum of the superstars or X-Factors up front to counter what they can do, and it worked out pretty well for us. Let's dump this one off to the outside. Gonna find Julio once again with a little bit of a shake and bake. Picks up an extra couple of yards. It was crazy to see how different of a player Julio has been since getting to the postseason. As we're gonna set up the read option here, trying to get to the outside. The juke does not work. Only a gain of 2 for James Cody. Don't want him to be rushing too much, but occasionally definitely want to pop it out there. 2nd and 8, going to send Osborne in motion here, try to get the jet sweep, play to the outside. And we will have a lead blocker in Borgie, who gets the block. Osborne to the outside is not going to get caught. Osborne takes this one to the house behind the lead block of the recently star Dev Borgie. Well, don't want to speak too soon, so knock on wood, but it's looking like the real deal out here for the Commanders replacement squad. Taking on what should be a really tough offense, and for the most part, they've got the job done. Only 8 passes to this point for Goff, 6 of 8, including a touchdown and an interception. Did also get the sack fumble in on him as well, though we did not recover that one. Gonna make an audible here, don't want to bring the corner blitz, considering that would be losing the coverage on St. Brown, and he can be dangerous. So instead, quick drop off to Likely does not net them many yards at all, as it will be a quick hurry up here. Defense scrambling, trying to get to their man coverage, which they do get to, and here comes Shaka Tony with a sack, tossing down Jared Goff at the 25. As the first half is winding down, all momentum on the side of the Commanders. Lions scrambling to try to put together something late on here, as they're going to bring Amon-Ra St. Brown in motion, then hand it off to Swift, who's going to get stopped by Amadi right down the middle. 4th and 16. Let's call a timeout, see if we could add some more points before half. And we will have 42 seconds and 2 timeouts to try to do just that. Snap the ball, play action, right across the middle. Going to be Alton Campbell with the grab. Not a whole lot more after as we quickly get back to the line here. James Cody feeling it as we send some guys maybe to that left-hand side. Going to be covered pretty well, except if we could get it right over the top and dropping it in beautifully. If only Ross was able to stay on his feet. But a heck of a throw there from James Cody. Does require us to call one of our last remaining timeouts, but we still have another one as we'll toss this one up. Campbell not going to bring it down. Oh, we'll stick with the same formation here, but flip it to the opposite side. Sending Julio deep. We have not even a one-on-one. Julio with a possible triple. We'll have to check in on the flag, but as of now, 3rd touchdown of the day for Julio, and it looks like this might be on the Lions. And indeed it is. Julio with 3 first-half touchdowns. Well, it's just been a tumultuous first half here for the Lions, who thought they were going to start this game off extremely well with the quick stop, turnover on downs that they capitalize off of, but since then, just absolutely nothing going for them. So we'll head into half with a massive 35-7 lead. Just pure, utter domination since our early mistakes really focused us in. We've given up 14 passing yards and 23 rushing. And if this game continues as it's been, it will be against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who defeated the Los Angeles Chargers 28-14. I was pulling for the Chargers, but it will be Jacksonville. So let's just make sure as we get this second half underway that we just do what we need to do to come out victorious. Nothing splashy here. Just keep forcing these quick dump offs. That's fine by me. Though it looks like they're going to try to change up their offense a little bit here. Empty set, and it does work. They do get the quick out and a first down. Their biggest play in quite a while goes to Isaiah Likely. You would imagine, though, with the talent on this team, they would be doing a whole lot better. But our defense just carries that swagger to them. With a stop right down the middle, actually it'll go for a gain of 4, not too bad. I feel like this might be the first time the Lions have been across midfield since, well, their stop on defense that gave them the ball at the 36. Though they're going to need 1 more yard here on 3rd down to keep this drive moving. As we're going to crunch it down a little bit, look for the run right down the middle. That's where they go. Johnson was there, but he hesitated. And Swift will get the first down, though a flag comes in extremely late. So back them up. No first down. 3rd and 9 instead. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left in shotgun. Goff will go with a quick pass right across the middle. Caught by Williams. Harris was there. But Harris gets the stop at the end. 4th and inches. Do they go for it? But as the offense heads out, let's welcome back a former player to the field. For the first time in a long time, Jack Cohn, the quarterback, leads the offense out onto the field. He was an early fan favorite for this squad, and I definitely want to give him a drive here as we are up 4 possessions. Typically not something you see happen in the playoffs, but let's have an homage while we can pay an homage. Jack Cohn sent Osborne in motion. He'll take the quick flip. The first passing play for Jack Cohn in a while, and Osborne crossing midfield down to the 39. And with that gain, let's bring out as many of the other guys as possible. Bo Melton going to be playing out at slot. Brockers, who hasn't really had much time, going to play the other slot. And Manny Fox out there. Let's give these guys a shot. Right across the middle. Brocker's not going to get the grab, but a pretty decent throw there from Jack Cohn. Put it in a nice spot. Unfortunately, couldn't quite capitalize off of it. We'll go back to a run here. Borghi will cut to the left-hand side, powering through that first down to the 26. Of course, Borghi's been with us since the very beginning and just continues to shine. As we're going to try to roll out here, throw away, avoid the sack. Good play there from Cohn. Don't need to try to force any passes when you're up 4 possessions. Second and 10. How about we go with a little bit of some play action, then actually dump this one off to the outside. Going to find Manny Fox, who had a really good breakout season, in part his rookie year. Unfortunately for him, though, some injuries did kind of take him out of any sort of starting or rotational spot. He's been our kick returner, though, as Cone, going to look to scramble, will get the first down, sliding down at the 15. He definitely does not move like Cody, but still, he has some scramble ability. As we'll look for a touchdown here, maybe lofting that one, not even close to anyone, but out of a sack. But it's nice to pay a little bit of an homage here. See some guys we haven't seen in a while, as our guard or center, I think it was Billy Price, just got destroyed once again by Allen. I'm sure some frustration from how the rest of this game has gone coming out there. We do have Brock Wright out at tight end. He's just been a backup for us for such a long time. Going to give him a shot out there as Manny Fox with the grab. Close to the first down, but is a little bit shy. But why not go for it? Again, up 4 possessions here. RPO. Brockers. We will not swing it out to. Instead, we hand it off Borghi. It is going to be another stuff by the defense. They take over, though, this time inside their own 7. Now, sure, we could have taken the field goal there, but why not try to go for it, as we also have brought in quite a few backups, as Shaka Tony gonna just miss on the sack. But brought back a lot of backups for the defense. A lot of guys who we've drafted haven't really got time to see them. They're all out there, though the Lions coach doesn't really seem to appreciate it. But Tanner Muse and Gemmel, they were our original linebacker duo, though they're out there. Still have Amadi out at slot, but then we have our not original outside corners, but some of the guys that we've had prior to our current setup. At safety, Johnson's still out there, but we do bring out Hackett, who was again a draftee who's just haven't been able to see, and it's actually a stop from Gemmel. 4th and inches. Do they go for it? Well, despite their coach being as upset as he was, we will head into the 4th quarter. They do not elect to go for it, and our offense can once again take the field up 35-7. 8 minutes left here in the NFC Conference Championship. We have our backups in, plus a few other starters who, again, just paying homage to the first set of replacement squad players. Some of these guys have really come a long way. Offensively, we don't really have that superstar, unfortunately, though I think Borghi deserves it. But we've had some guys who have developed well, primarily Borghi. Bo Melton, since bringing him in, has been solid as well. And Fox can be a pretty good guy, though Bo Melton is shaken up on this play. Really unfortunate. And while he heads to the sideline, we're going to try to get the first down for him. 4th and 3. Going to bring Brockers in motion. He's going to take the jet sweep, hit that first cutback, and fight through a couple defenders. Though the ref is saying they got the stop, and I don't agree. So why not throw the challenge flag? Let's get a second look at this. See if we did get the first down or not. I mean, can't really tell much from that angle. Need one that's actually straight down the sideline, but, well, Madden doesn't seem to want to give that to us. And they still say it is a turnover. So let's actually try to take another look at it, although it's not letting me call. Well, never mind, because it didn't let me actually go in to watch the replay. So I don't know, maybe let me try one more thing. And no, still will not let me check. So no way for us to actually double check, which tells me that we got robbed. And there was actually a first down. That's what I'm going to go with, at least. But we'll give the Lions a little bit of some leeway. They are down 4 possessions here in the NFC Conference Championship. It has not gone their way. One player did not mention, Benning Batowe out there at DT. He was really phenomenal for us last year after we struggled so much, apparently trying to catch the ball with a pass thrown straight at your safety. Fine, 4th and 3, but we were struggling so much to get some pass rush last year. And we started him at tackle, and it worked out extremely well as Tanner Muse maybe gets the stop, maybe no. Okay, once again, spot does not go in our favor. Again, I think we could let that happen a little bit here late on. 1st and 10, we bring the blitz right down the middle. Gemmel pushing back, Swift, and will get the sack. Nothing was going to stop him from getting that. He even bought himself time jumping up there to at least block the view of Goff, then powering through Swift to get the sack. A great play there from Gemmel as it's a pass right across the middle. Amadi whiffing on a tackle and another guy whiffing on a tackle. Will be a first down on 2nd and long. But I'm sure some of our players enjoying this time to rest because stamina was a little bit of a concern. Not going to lie, their fatigue going into this game was building. So hopefully getting them off the field with a dominant first 3 quarters as a big hit from Cashman comes in. And all of the offense, plus a little bit of the defense celebrating that hit as well. 2nd and 4, but yeah, getting that rest I really hope will help us out for the Super Bowl. They're also going to have the week off for the Pro Bowl. So in general, by the time the Super Bowl hits, we should be well rested. 1st and 10 inside the red zone for the Lions. I'm pretty sure, again, first time since they had their first touchdown, as here comes Dillard with a sack, one of our first draftees of this universe. Unfortunately for him, hasn't seen a whole lot of time with the addition of Mike Dana and another draftee in McGee. They play very similarly and just McGee a little bit better. But overall, really liking what we're seeing here as Gemmel's coming in for another sack, lighting up Goff, dropping him at the 34. Just a couple minutes left in this one as the Lions struggling to really just get anything solid going here as Muse almost gets the pick. But on 4th and 4, why not go for it? You're down 4 possessions. I mean, it's not like it's going to hurt. Will be a pass, quite obviously so. Going deep, Johnson with the pick inside the 5. Can he get any sort of blocking here? No. We'll get pushed out at the 20 by Swift, and we could easily run out the clock from here. With 1 play left before the 2-minute warning, Turbin actually going to bounce this a little bit to the outside, avoiding that of Allen as Jones, shaken up on the play, will actually give us another play before the 2-minute warning. Unfortunate to see injuries late on, though for us, Bo Melton is back in, so his earlier injury not major, which is good because don't want to miss anyone going into the Super Bowl as Bo Melton breaks out the speed, tries to hit that back juke, which kind of works. Maybe nets an extra 2 or 3 yards and sends us inside the 2-minute warning. You can tell the team's just out there having fun at this point. Set up a play action pass, see if maybe we could hook up with Manny Fox deep, although they seem to be covering that pretty well. Lofted out to the side, Brock Wright with the grab. Close to the first, marked a couple yards shy. Did have another option a little bit further down the field on the crossing pattern, I think was Bo Melton. But go with a safer route. Turbin down the middle stretches, gets the first. And we'll spread wide here with just about 2 plays left at most. Play action. Ross deep. Not really going to work out all too well, so let's dump this one off Borgie, who's rumbling, stumbling, powering down to the 5. 20 some odd seconds left, and we're going hurry up. We really want to add another touchdown, adding insult to injury here. Cone wants a touchdown in the playoffs, and Cone will get a touchdown in the playoffs. Finding Bo Melton ends this one in an absolute routing of the Detroit Lions. It is an awful showing for the Lions. They were only able to get what we wrapped in a bow for them at the very beginning, giving them an offensive possession at the 36. For their first possession, they got the touchdown to Williams. But since then, absolutely nothing. Even our secondary team came in and was lights out. But what an absolute showing from this team today. They got the dub. Now it's up to you guys to get the 50 likes, and we'll have the Super Bowl tomorrow. If you don't, no problem. Super Bowl will be back on Monday. So up to you guys, but a heck of a showing. It was really nice to get to bring out some of these lower overall guys who was with us at the beginning of this series, kind of really making it feel like we've come full circle. But the job is not done. We still have the Super Bowl. But of course, before we get to Super Bowl week, let's at least go through the Pro Bowl roster just to see, who's all doing what around the league. And after losing to us in the NFC Conference Championship. Jared Goff will be quarterback 1 for the NFC. They also have Stafford, who we beat, and Brady, who very well could be his last year. You would at least hope so. For the AFC, they did have Kinney, which is a draftee of the universe, Jones and Mahomes. Running backs are going to be Barkley, Kamara, Elliott, Taylor, Henry, and Jacobs. Fullbacks, Cruz, Stoke, Alexander, and Ingold. Receivers are going to have Godwin, Jefferson, St. Brown, who we just beat, Kupp that we beat, Zacchaeus, and Smith. Over on the AFC, Cooper, Ayuk, Adams, Allen, Boyd, and Chase. Tight end's going to be Dalton Schultz, always really good. Likely, who we just beat, and Pitts. Givens, Tucker, and Foster. Offensive line, you're going to have Smith, Thomas, Armstead, Brown, Jenkins, Jackson, Thuney, and Nelson. Ragnall, Kelsey, Humphrey, Lindsley, Lindstrom, Martin, Onwenu, and Daniels, and Wirfs, Sewell, Smith, and McKenzie. Over on the defensive line, you're going to have Hutchinson and Lawrence, Russo and Franklin Myers, Bosa, Donald, Garrett, and Ngankwe. DT is going to be Allen and Lawrence, Jones, and Buckner. Allen, who we also just beat, plus Vita Vea and Owens. Outside backer, Barrett, Gary, Crosby, Watt, Greenlaw, Smith, Milano, and Landry. In the middle, Kendricks, White, Collins, and Barton. With your cornerbacks being Ramsey, Davis, Johnson, Murphy, Bunting, Fuller, Murphy, Jones, and White. And then the safeties, Hooker, Thompson, Williams, Hyde, Amos, Smith, Grove, and James Jr. With the kickers being Pinheiro and McPherson, punter, Way, and Stonehouse. Then returners, Fuller, Hoover, Burks, and Edwards. So a lot of guys who we typically see, but there were definitely some other ones who we don't typically see as much. So that part was nice to see. But now for Super Bowl week. And as we saw, it will be against the Jacksonville Jaguars. We will hold the yearly awards for after the Super Bowl just to see if we had any other awards, hopefully other awards going for us. But let's view the playoff bracket and see how these two teams got to where they are. The Jaguars over on the AFC side started as the 2 seed, beating the Raiders by just 3 points, 31-28. They then went on to play against the Steelers and won more handedly, 27-14. And then in the AFC Conference Championship against the Chargers, 28-14. Ourselves, we were the 3rd seed, facing off against a rival that we just played against in Week 18, beating the Cowboys 35-14 against the Rams. Again, handedly, 27-13, wasn't all too serious. And then in the NFC Conference Championship, absolutely demolished the Lions 41-7, leaving us at the Super Bowl to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. So once again, to make sure that you guys get the Super Bowl tomorrow, 50 likes, and I'll post it. If not, it will be on Monday, as Monday and Thursday are the days we post this series every single week. We also have on Wednesdays and Saturdays the state-only challenge, and then Tuesdays and Fridays over on FIFA 23, the My Player career, soon switching over to the Create Club career. So look forward to that, but to make sure you don't miss out on the Super Bowl, make sure you're sticking around. Bear icon in the bottom right, or scroll down, hit the actual subscription button, and tick the bell icon, those two right next to each other. That way you're notified of when these videos go live. As mentioned, they have the 6 full-length videos every single week, plus all the shorts highlighting everything that happens. So a whole lot coming your way, a whole lot more to happen, as this series will not end after a possible Super Bowl win. Run it back, see what we could do. Maybe a little bit less stringent on the things we are allowed to do. You let me know what things may or may not be allowed when we get to an off season. But until then, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.